Welcome back to The Explainer. Get ready to beat the E&M category levels and unlock massive exam points today. I am so pumped to have you here for part 26 of our 100-part CPC exam series. We're tackling those essential evaluation and management code families you're absolutely going to see on testing. But real quick, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Decode Healthcare with Harshal. Seriously, hit that button right now before we hit the ground running, because we've got a lot of ground to cover. Okay, let's jump right into Level 1, Hospital, Inpatient, and Observation Care, spanning codes 99221 through 99239. You know, modern CPT guidelines actually made your life a bit easier by merging inpatient and observation status into a single unified family. Huge win. But to get these exam questions right, you still have to pinpoint the exact phase of care. Initial admission care, that's 99221 through 99223. For subsequent daily visits, you're looking at 99231 to 99233. And when the patient is finally packing up to go home, you look to those discharge management codes, 99238 and 99239. Now here's a massive exam trap you have to watch out for: the same-day admission and discharge rule. To use these specific combination codes, which are 99234 through 99236, the admit and discharge must happen on the exact same calendar date, right? So if a patient is admitted at 11 p.m. and discharged the very next morning, the same-day rule just doesn't apply. Moving right along to Level 2, Coding Consultations, which covers codes 99242 through 99255. Remember, guys, a consultation is not just a standard referral where care is completely handed off. It's specifically an advice or opinion rendered by a specialist upon request. To prove it's a consult, you absolutely must verify the mandatory 3 R's in the clinical documentation. That's a request from the provider, the reason or rendered service, and a written report sent back to the requesting physician. If even one of those R's is missing, it's just not a billable consult. Now, what's really interesting about this next point is the ultimate payer trap. Ask yourself, does Medicare actually reimburse these consult codes? This is a huge real-world compliance issue and a really frequent trick question on the CPC exam. The answer is no. They absolutely do not, meaning if the vignette specifies a Medicare patient, you have to report the appropriate regular office or inpatient codes instead. Do not, under any circumstances, select a code from the 99242 to 99255 range if the question explicitly states it's a Medicare beneficiary. All right, let's jump into Level 3 Emergency Department Services, covering codes 99281 through 99285. To even qualify for these specific ED codes, the facility must have 24/7 availability. If it's an urgent care clinic that closes up shop at 8 p.m., you're back to using standard office and outpatient EM codes. And here's a pro tip. In a true 24/7 ED, there is notably no distinction between new and established patients. Whether they've been to that ER 5 times this week or it's their very first visit, you use this exact same code family. I want you to literally burn this rule into your memory. Because ED care is episodic and unscheduled, time is never the deciding factor for leveling. Never. Even if the vignette tells you the doctor spent 45 minutes with the patient, ignore it completely. ED code selection is exclusively driven by medical decision-making. So since time is totally out the window, you have to rely entirely on medical decision-making. Use the rule of 2 for problems, data, and risk to secure your ED code. To hit a specific level, let's say moderate, you need to meet the requirements for at least 2 out of those 3 elements. Just drop the lowest score, and whatever remains dictates your final code. It's like a giant puzzle. Let's wrap this up with Level 4 Nursing Facility and Home Care EM codes. We are crushing it today, so let's quickly sweep through these final categories. Your out-of-office, out-of-hospital residence codes. Keep these ranges super handy. Nursing facility care spans 99304 to 99318, taking care of initial, subsequent, and discharge services for nursing homes. Then, home or residence services span 99341 to 99350. And the great thing here is both of these categories perfectly align with standard MDM or total time rules, so you can use either method to level them. Go ahead and grab a screenshot of this one-page visual summary cheat sheet. It consolidates all 4 major EM rule traps we conquered today, and it is pure gold for your exam prep. We covered the hospital same-day rule, the consult 3 R's, and that tricky Medicare trap, the ED MDM only rule, and our nursing and home code ranges. You are one step closer to CPC exam victory. But do you know how to calculate the anesthesia time formula? We're shifting gears entirely next time. Join me in part 27 to find out exactly how to master base units, physical status modifiers, and the anesthesia equation. See you there.